guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news video where we will have another massive update on Liverpool's takeover process, because the Mirror newspaper is having an exclusive report that Liverpool are in talks with the 8th richest man in the world, who is worth 90 billion pounds. His net worth is $95 billion with a takeover bid. His name is Ambani, and he will have to fight off interest from other parties from the Middle East and the USA, because Liverpool's current owners are in talks with Ambani for the full sale of Liverpool Football Club. So if you are excited about this news, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and make sure to turn on the bell notifications so you never miss the latest updates around Liverpool Football Club. And the headline is: Liverpool could be set for an Indian takeaway with multi-billionaire Mukesh Ambani, who has interest with buying Liverpool Football Club. And in this video we will have all the details about Ambani and what kind of takeover we could expect. He is rated by Forbes, a news outlet, as the 8th richest person in the world, and he already inquired about the football club, and some journalists in India are already reporting that he's in talks with FSG about the full buyout of Liverpool Football Club. And some newspapers are saying that FSG are willing to sell for £3 billion. Other newspapers are saying they are ready to sell for £4 billion. There is a greater desire to buy the Merseyside club outright, but that figure won't put off Ambani, who is a huge sports fan. He owns a cricket giant, Mumbai Indians, and he helped to set up Indian football's Super League. While cricket is a religion in India, it's huge in India, football is rapidly catching up with the Premier League, creating huge interest, and Liverpool, one of the biggest supported clubs, with shirt sales going through the roof. But still, the potential is massive in India, because they have a population of more than 1 billion people. So the market there is huge, and India's growing economy is catching up with other big countries, slowly but surely. So there will be a bigger capital, and if Liverpool could get huge in India, and they are already pretty big, pretty massive in India, but if they could get even more fans in India, that could potentially increase the value of Liverpool even more. Ambani is 65 years old, and his enormous wealth and desire for success would be prepared to pump millions into the club for transfers to enhance Liverpool's ambitions of remaining as one of Europe's most successful clubs. That is what the Mirror newspaper is reporting. So Ambani would be ready to start spending money as early as the January transfer window if this takeover goes through. And after the purchase of the Mumbai Indians, Ambani was labeled as the world's richest sports team owner, which will be music to Liverpool fans' ears, some of whom believe FSG have not fully backed Jurgen Klopp in the transfer market. I'm in that camp. I don't think FSG have fully backed Jurgen Klopp, and Ambani won't have the negotiation table to himself once interest from Dubai, Bahrain and the USA hardens, which is great news for FSG co-founder John Henry and his associates, because they want a bidding war for Liverpool. They want probably multiple interested parties, and probably Jurgen Klopp will have a say in the sale and who gets to own Liverpool Football Club next, because Jurgen Klopp has a very strong moral compass. So Jurgen Klopp wouldn't accept selling Liverpool to the wrong people, or he would probably walk away. We still I think are pretty certain that Jurgen Klopp will stay at least for the next 3 years, maybe even more. If he gets proper funding, Jurgen Klopp could get even hungrier for trophies, and he could even sign another contract extension at Liverpool FC. I'm sorry I'm mumbling, but I'm so excited about all these takeover news, and I'm really pumped that Liverpool could finally really rub shoulders in the transfer market with the biggest players, the biggest clubs in the world, because Liverpool deserve to get the best players and the biggest talents available. And Ambani's incredible wealth would give Liverpool the much more spending power in the January transfer market, and we are already, rumored to be interested in Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, and other people and other big players. So I will probably make a video on who Liverpool are interested in at the moment in the January transfer window tomorrow. And the deal would make Ambani the next Indian owner in English football, joining Venky's at Blackburn Rovers. They are already Indians owning an English football team. And also I want to share a tweet from a guy who is a pretty reliable source when it comes to finance in India. He has 200,000 followers. He's the chairman, managing director and editor-in-chief of Bharat Express News Network from Delhi. So he's a pretty big, reliable, news, outlet. And Mukesh Ambani is interested to take over famous English club Liverpool FC. This is what Upendra Rai has tweeted out. Multi-billionaire Mukesh Ambani has expressed strong interest in buying Liverpool FC. Negotiations are on the way with FSG. Ambani has a net worth of $90 billion and he's the 8th richest man in the world. And basically, Ambani is an Indian billionaire businessman who is the chairman and managing director of Reliance Industries, and that is a Fortune Global 500 company and India's most valuable company by market value. And according to Forbes and Bloomberg Billionaires Index, Ambani's net worth is estimated at $95.7 billion as of September the 6th, 2022, making him the second richest person in Asia after Adani, and he is the 8th richest man in the world, 8th richest person in the world, which is absolutely staggering, the wealth that he has. So we could really see Liverpool return to, having one of the biggest spending power in the world. And also on the Liverpool Reddit forum, a guy who is from India put some background information on Ambani. He is a second generation businessman. He said his father built an empire from literally nothing and divided it between him and his younger brother. He went on to further expand and grow his share of the business over the last 2 decades to create one of the largest employers in the world with diversified business interests from oil and gas, chemicals to retail, e-commerce and telecom. He owns the IPL cricket franchise Mumbai Indians, which is the most successful cricket team with 5 IPL wins. He also jointly owns the Indian Super League, which is the first tier 1 football league in India with the Indian Football Federation. He's also involved in funding other grassroots sports in India. So this wouldn't be his first sports rodeo or his first sports ownership, so to speak. He is pretty experienced in this regard. He has had his eyes on investing in the UK for a while, but hasn't made any big moves. He recently bought a huge mansion in Buckinghamshire, so he already has a huge mansion in the UK. And he's known to have a strategy to just throw blind money into his new ventures in order to succeed, but he does this in an astute manner and not haphazardly. For example, a few years ago, he launched a telecom venture called Jio and offered free mobile data to all new customers as well as free TVs if you sign up. Only after he had acquired market leadership by bleeding incumbents dry did he start charging for mobile data. Even then, he priced them significantly below competitors. Jio is single-handedly credited with increased internet penetration rapidly in India, even in the rural parts that previously lacked broadband connectivity. And there are some downsides, according to this guy who is from India, so he knows a lot more about Ambani than me. There have been often accusations of corruption due to his close ties with the Indian Prime Minister Modi. He is known for his pretty big displays of wealth. His residence in Mumbai Antila is apparently a skyscraper mansion. Apart from that, there isn't much of a downside about him, but maybe I'm biased. Happy to hear from fellow Indians on anything I might have missed out on. So he's a pretty serious businessman, and he already owns a few sports ventures in India, and he's looking to invest in the UK. So this could be a brilliant opportunity for him to buy one of the biggest and one of the most famous football clubs in the world. And I really hope that he throws a lot of money at Liverpool, because I think that is what it takes in modern football to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Newcastle and Qatar-owned PSG and other clubs. And he's not squeaky clean either, no billionaire is, but I think it's a better version of an owner than state owning Liverpool FC. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what is yours in the comments below. And he already has some UK businesses that he owns. He owns Hamleys, and he's all close to buying Boots, another English brand. And also one other Liverpool fan asks, is this a good news with regard to Liverpool's spending power? And he said, there is a Liverpool fan who is also from India. He said, I'm a Mumbai Indians fan as well, and been following the team for the last 14 years. His family, Ambani's family, have owned the team since the beginning of the Indian Premier League, and it's the most successful franchise in the entire league. Won it 5 times out of 14. If I had to draw a parallel to the footballing world, Mumbai Indians are like the Real Madrid of IPL cricket. And fun fact, T20 cricket used to have a Champions League as well, where the top teams from each league would compete against each other, but it got scrapped in 2014. Mumbai Indians held the joint highest title count for that as well. They won it 2 times out of 6. He's a shrewd businessman, and he will throw money when it's needed. My only concern is scale. IPL money is a fraction of Premier League money, because everything was spent in Indian rupees, which is peanuts for him. Running LFC will be an entirely different ballgame in terms of expenditure. At the same time, he's also the 8th richest man in the world. So if he is not able to afford Liverpool FC expenses, then literally nobody can. So I don't think we should be concerned by his spending power. He would be absolutely, bowling. If he wanted to spend a lot of money on Liverpool, he could, and hopefully he will if he ends up owning Liverpool FC. So I'm very excited about this news. Another Liverpool fan who is also Indian, he said, my dad works in one of his companies. So what Ambani has built, Reliance and Jio, a huge conglomerate ranging from refineries, textiles to telecom and whatnot. The employee exploitation is not as extreme as in the Middle East oil companies. Everyone gets paid on time and quite well. But he does extract every last bit of juice from his employees. Very strict deadlines and culture of unofficially working on weekends. In the West, this might be horrifying maybe, but it's relatively okay in India, especially if you look at the job security aspect. He's a good businessman, but that's the thing, he's a businessman. He will see to it that every last penny spent is used to more than it's worth, and this can be a good thing and a bad thing. As someone has already mentioned, he owns Mumbai Indians, the second most successful team in IPL cricket, but his wife handles Mumbai Indians, and I believe here too she will be the one mostly involved. A nice lady on the face of it, but again a ruthless, shrewd businesswoman. Also, all the allegations that he's a businessman fed by the government are only partly true. Of course, being the largest businessman in the country, you have influence on the government. He had influence on the previous centrist government as well as the current one, but you need to be a good businessman to use that influence to your advantage. By contrast, he has a brother, Anil Ambani, who used to be a big businessman, and there are reports of him directly bribing high-level ministers for getting deals, and yet he's also almost bankrupt. So all in all, I'm not sure how it would turn out to be, but would be better than the Middle East slave owners. This is the fan opinion from one of the Liverpool fans who lives in India. So this guy, Ambani, not his brother who almost went bankrupt, but Ambani would be a really serious owner of Liverpool FC. And I don't think Ambani would be afraid to throw money at Liverpool, because this guy literally owns the most expensive home in the world. This Antilla home, which is basically a skyscraper mansion. It's a multi-storied building where he and his family lives, and he spent $1 billion on this home, which is a skyscraper mansion. That definitely you should check it out if you can on Google. It's absolutely mind-blowing how that looks, and it must be, you know, this guy must be pretty vain, and he must be have a pretty big ego, but that could mean a good thing for Liverpool. If he wants to become the best owner, he would want Liverpool to become the best team in the world and to win all the titles and trophies. So let's see how this plays out, and let's see what happens. But apparently a Times of National article is saying that Reliance spokesperson denies Ambani's claim of bidding to acquire Liverpool FC. So I don't know what is the truth, because a lot of Indian media outlets and English media outlets said that Ambani is in talks to buy Liverpool. So we just have to wait and see whether he's really interested or not. But let's see what happens. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.